ever been in a band or anything like that?
I have a band. So
no way.
So after I was on The Voice, I don't know if you guys knew that. But
Oh yes,
yeah,
I
yes.
wanted to talk to you about
all
that.
right, we'll talk about that a
Yeah,
little bit.
dude, I am really actually stoked to talk about that. I wasn't sure how much we're allowed to talk about it. I should have asked you beforehand, because I know, is there like some restrictions?
Yeah,
with
we
the
have
whole...
a for life non-disclosure agreement, but I can talk about a few things from the show.
Cool,
Absolutely.
cool. Isn't that weird? It's like
Yeah. Well, there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that that would ruin the show for a lot of people. So.
Oh, okay. If you were
Yeah.
Oh, so what was it like? I mean, so when this was, what year was it? Because I do remember, and it was a big deal. Everyone's like, "No way!" I'm like, "Oh my god, I went to school with that guy."
This
I watched
was about 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was
amazing
on,
performance by the way.
Thank you. I was on season 6, and I did my first open call auditions. I call them the cattle call auditions, where anyone can sign up on the website and reserve an audition time, and you can go and audition in front of what's called a casting company. So they cast normally for like sitcoms. Like they'll get, oh hey, we need the blonde girl who's going to be the daughter of this character on this television show.
Right.
She's supposed to be spunky and feisty, and they have a million of those girls, and they audition them all, and they try to find the right one for the part. Same thing with The Voice. They have a list of characters that they're looking for. So
they wanted somebody with your style, or
So it's funny how we got down to this, and I got down to this realization because it was actually when I got on The Voice was my 3rd time auditioning for the show.
Oh, okay.
So I did 2 other open call auditions where I went in, I felt really good about my song. I sang Aerosmith, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. She held me and this other girl who had this absolutely stunning voice back, and she said, "I want you to go home, both of you." She goes, "Because I think you both are candidates for this show, and I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to see what you look like, and ask yourself, what would somebody like this look sing?" And she goes, "I want you to come back and sing that song." And I said, well, I went home and I'm like, well, because they're looking for the whole package, the look, the sound that matches the story and all this stuff. So I went home and I said, well, I kind of look a little clean cut. I'm like the Michael Bublé type. Maybe I should go in on a crooner song and see how that fares.
Whatever you're saying, it's so funny that that's what happened, because the song you sang really looked like it sounded like you. Yeah. Like it sounded like the way you looked, at least.
Yes, yeah. And so when I went back finally with that realization, and I said, I'm going to sing Fly Me to the Moon, Frank Sinatra. I turned into this big ballad and everything, and I went in and I sang, and that was my ticket to getting on the show that final time. So over the course of, it was about a year, I was going back and forth between New York and Los Angeles, and they film it in Hollywood. So I lived in Hollywood for almost 4 months collectively.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What was
out of
Hollywood
a hotel.
Like?
Not my favorite place, but
honestly, I feel like a lot of places that are really hyped up are a little overrated out there in Cali. Like I had a friend who lived out in San Fran. She didn't like it that much, and I know a couple people.
The weather's beautiful, but
like the redwoods and stuff.
The thing about Hollywood and especially Universal Studios in Burbank and that whole area over there is it's a television industry there, and that's really what it is. It's the smoke and mirrors of Hollywood, and so what you see isn't always what you get. When you see the Hollywood Boulevard and they have the stars down Hollywood Ave there. And right next door, right around the corner, is this big old dusty construction site. They don't show you on the Grammys or whatever. It's like, oh, how come I didn't see this when I was watching, the AMAs or whatever? Yeah.
It's all about the right angle, man.
That's right.
Did you get to meet any like famous people when you were there? I mean, I know you
I was
on
Blake Shelton's team. Yep. I got picked by Adam and Blake.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. It was kind of a last split second.
You picked Shelton then.
Absolutely. I felt like he was more of, kind of spoke to the old soul nature that I carry with me in my career, and I was like, this is probably the guy for the job for me. But we had Shakira and Usher on our season 2, so they were the other two coaches.
How does that work? So now you're with Blake. How did that all pan out? Like, did he become your coach?
So he became my coach. So what that basically entails, we have a private vocal coach that works with us at the hotel and behind the scenes and everything. He pretty much just shows up for mostly filming and production days. And you spend probably maybe an hour or two with Blake on air, and they got the cameras and everything and the set and everything.
But so you don't get to spend like that much time.
It's they make it look like you get beers with them on the weekend.
And
you're all like, you're taking tractor rides on his personal plantation. No, it's not like that.
Yeah, that's too cool, man. That must have been really awesome, though. I mean,
it was definitely a cool experience. I met probably some of my best friends that I'll carry with me to for the rest of my life. In fact, so getting back to, do I play with a band? I do. Since the show, I have a touring show that goes all over kind of the United States. So we play festivals, corporate events, and everything. It's called The Voice Live.
That's the name of the band?
Yep. Well, that's the name of the show anyways.
Show,
yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I have a band.
Is it related to the actual Voice?
Yeah. Okay. So I fly out. I've made tons of friends from other seasons of the show. So I'll fly out like a country girl from Chattanooga to come out. I'll fly out my best friend Biff, who's from Denver, and he does R&B music. And
so you get to use like the talent as a resource, and you can you guys all network.
So we've networked. We do shows in most major cities and everything.
Wow.
So it's been really it's been a real blessing to be able to work with them going forward outside of The Voice. And make music with people who are all in the same boat as I am.
Yeah, no kidding. And so I'm assuming then is the members of the band sort of interchanging? You bring in new people?
The band's the same band every time. Yeah. They're all actually pretty local.
No kidding.
And they play for everybody. So
nice.
It took me a few years to get the members right, but I have a great group of guys now that they can pretty much play anything. So we have to. The important thing with the band, and this is what I kind of tell them going into it, is this is almost like having a producer like David Foster on stage. I mean, I'm no David Foster, believe me. I mean, he's at a whole different level, and I'm not comparing myself to him, but that's what...
Well, one sec. Who's David Foster?
I mean, he's a little before your time. David Foster is a producer, a huge producer. He
musical producer?
Yes. Yeah. He produced artists like Michael Bublé. He wrote all of Earth, Wind & Fire's music.
All right, that's good to know.
Yeah, Chicago. I mean, some of the greatest musicians in the world he's worked with. But he's had to adapt to a lot of different styles of music, from boy band groups to R&B groups to jazz to power ballads to rock songs. And that's what I kind of tell him. You have to be able to put yourself in that realm of playing. Right. Not everything can be, with the guitar, not everything can have distortion, or not everything can be played clean. We need distortion.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to be able to make those decisions, those appropriate musical decisions where they last. So like one of the girls does like Zombies by Cranberries.
Yeah. That's a great song.
I mean, it's a great song. And then the other girl will do, This One's for the Girls by Martina McBride, which is completely different. Yeah. So you have to be able to like switch it at a moment's notice.
And make it work.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh man, so do the members of that band, of your band, do they perform individually like yourself at times? I never see you do you go live with them every now and then?
Usually if we're in a rehearsal, we haven't played in a while because of COVID, and the other side of it is it is a hard sell. You got to find a good clientele when you have a 15-person show that's traveling too.
Right.
So not only do you have to get plane tickets, hotels, and hospitality for all those people.
Wow.
You also have to rate their performance rates, and you have to do instrument rentals wherever we're going.
Do you facilitate?
I do everything.
These events?
I manage the whole thing from top to bottom.
I'm assuming you probably have a website or something?
Yep.
Yeah. What's your website?
I have two actually. Okay. For my artist page, it's noahlist.com.
Okay.
And
that'll be below too if you guys are looking.
And for my production stuff, it's noahlistproductions.com.
That's easy.
Yep.
I like that. And we'll give that a shout out too at the end. But man, that must be really something to hold. Do you guys sell any merchandise or anything like that too?
We're working on getting some merch.
T-shirts or something?
because it's definitely something where we're trying to brand the show a little more. Right now, we've had a few really regular good clientele that keep us well fed and well traveled.
Awesome. Where do you guys? Where do you travel?
We've done. We did a show in Hollywood and with Snoop Dogg.
No way! Oh, dude, that's right. I saw that. Check out his Instagram. Yeah. Noah Lissa's Instagram, by the way. Yeah, that is an epic picture with you and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
Yeah, in
very
person.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That must be something.
Genuine as you can get.